My name is Lisa Wilkins and I have been on a journey with mental health or mental illness for most of my life. I recently became sober and I am almost sober for 2 years. Before that time, I just managed my depression and anxiety with medication and alcohol until I realised that I had a very big problem that I needed sorted. And only giving up the alcohol has made me realise just how bad my problem was. And with therapy and support from my lovely family and friends, I've eventually gotten through, I think, the worst of it, to a point where I can kind of feel I can manage my depression. For me personally, I hit rock bottom with my drinking, and something had to give. I ended up in hospital. It took 3 days for the psychiatrist to tell me I had a drinking problem because I didn't believe that I had a problem. And then when I realised I did and started to do something about it, I realised that I was actually covering up and self-medicating my depression and anxiety away because I have had issues in the past and built up walls with emotional upbringing. So once I realised that, I got the help that I needed and I reached out, and I have an amazing team. I have an amazing GP, I have an amazing therapist, and I have an amazing family that helped me through the dark days and have been my support crew for the past 2 years. It has not been easy. It's been a very tough journey, but I feel that I have come out the other side a lot more calm and a lot more peaceful, knowing what I know now and dealing with a lot of issues in the past. I got into cycling probably about 5 years ago when I busted my knee playing netball, and my surgeon told me that I should take up cycling as a rehab because I could never play netball again, and that was depressing in itself because I had played netball my entire life. Cycling for me also was a lovely thing to do to clear my mind and maybe have a little bit of meditation on the bike, and sometimes I go by myself, sometimes I go with a bunch of friends, which has been great. And it's just a way of dealing with day-to-day life in general. Exercise is very good for mental health. I found the Wesley mission on Facebook. A friend recommended the Cycle for Mental Health that I did last October, where we needed to cycle 220 Ks in a week. And I went crazy. I did 465 in 5 days and I just could not stop cycling, and I was telling my story at the same time, and I felt wonderful because I was getting a lot of messages from people saying that I was inspiring them, and that they felt that maybe they might have a mental health issue but they weren't sure how to deal with it. And because they were saying I was brave by telling my story, and I was helping people, I just felt wonderful with my experience and being able to, help so many people with it. So yeah, I raised a lot of money and it was amazing. I loved it. I loved every bit of it, so it was good. If you're doing the cycle this year, go for it. It's such a fun challenge and it's a brilliant charity. I'll come with you. I'll go for a route or, with you, or I'll do like a little cycle leg or whatever. I did a couple of cycle legs with some friends who support me last year, and it was great. And I did a couple on my own as well, just for reflection. Cycling is a really lovely way to get out and about and clear your head and do something for yourself as well. There's such a stigma around mental health that we need to break. it is happening, and I can see it happening, but it's still a stigma, unfortunately. And by people with like the Wesley mission, who put money into the mental health services, it can only get better, and people can be more educated about what it actually means to have a mental health problem, because it's not black and white. It's not easy. It's very hard to describe to somebody who doesn't have depression or anxiety what exactly it's like. We need these services to make people aware, and to break the stigma of mental health.